A very good morning once again from the sports desk. The Proteas face the Netherlands in a crunch two-match ODI series they need to win, and that's if they are to secure a spot at next year's World Cup. The series also includes the famous Pink Day One-Day International, which is taking place at the Bullring, that's the Wanderers Stadium, this Sunday. The flagship fixture, running into its 11th year, is to support the fight against breast cancer. For more on this, we're joined by Cricket South Africa's Chief Executive Officer, Pholetsi Moseki. A very good morning to you, CEO. Thank you so much for joining us here on ENCA this morning. Let's just jump right into it. The flagship event on Sunday, that's what I think a lot of cricket fans, a lot of South Africans are looking forward to. That's the one that usually we look forward to in about Feb, and it's only happening now in April. There's been a lot that we've been busy with. Just the preparations leading into what's going to happen at the Bullring.
Well, the preparations are ready. What we're worried about is obviously the weather. Hopefully the weather gods will play that part, eh?
I mean, just the significance of the Pink Day One-Day International, CEO. It's moving into its 11th year, huge on the support against the fight against breast cancer. I mean, why is it so important that Cricket South Africa ensures that they have this particular match every year?
I think for us, it's part of our social responsibility. As you said, it is the 11th year, and it's one of those projects that we're actually extremely proud of. You've seen even the South Africans, they're basically taking it to heart. Hence, it's been so successful. Even for this year, I mean, it's the 11th year, and it's our 6th year with our partnership with Charlotte McLeod Breast Care Unit. So it is a project that we're actually very proud of and very close to our heart.
What are you expecting in terms of numbers, CEO?
Well, South Africans have normally supported this game, so we're still expecting a full house. Hence, it's so important that the weather gods play their part, So we've been obviously monitoring the weathermen. They are saying that there's 40% chance of rain, but we're hoping by the time we get to Sunday, the sun will be out there and people will come in their pink.
No, most definitely. Right. So now, today, the series against the Netherlands starts, or we could say it continues, because we did play that one-day international not so long ago. This one is important for us. We do not want to go into a qualifying round in Zimbabwe in June. We want to beat the Dutch. We want to avenge what happened in the T20 World Cup last year, and we need to make sure that today in Benoni and on Sunday, with the weather gods permitting, that we do come out victorious. Talk to us about the importance of winning this series and winning it convincingly.
No, it's extremely important. And I think you would have heard with the players during the week as well. They're very focused. Even the coach spoke about it. I think all of us are basically obviously crossing fingers that the weather gods do play their part, as you said, but I think the players are motivated. Everyone is quite motivated to ensure that we basically win the series convincingly, as you said, but if we have to go to Zimbabwe, it will be quite unfortunate, but the boys will be ready to do that. But I think as we speak now, we're still hoping that we'll be able to play today, even on Sunday, and the guys will definitely win convincingly, they're quite motivated.
What does Cricket South Africa do, though, CEO, if we now have to go into the qualifiers in Zimbabwe? And that also is, it's up in the air. We don't know if we'll actually succeed in those qualifiers should we go to them. What does the association then do if this series doesn't come up successful?
I think as an association, we're not even thinking that far, but I know it is something that we've spoken about. But the players themselves have spoken about it, so we will be ready to go there, but I think as we speak now, and especially with the results that have been coming out from New Zealand against Sri Lanka, so which is quite positive for us, so we're not really expecting to go there, but worst case scenario, should it happen that we have to go there, then we'll take it as it is. And as I said, even the players will obviously be motivated to still do well. But I think as we speak now, we don't really expect to go to Zimbabwe unless we can't have any games happening for like today and on Sunday,
Just before I let you go, CEO, obviously the position South Africa, the Proteas particularly find themselves in right now, speaks to a lot of things that have happened, not even with the current coaching staff, but the previous leadership. Just Are you confident as the man that's leading this association that the Proteas have turned the corner? And I speak of what Coach Rob Walter and Coach Shukri Conrad have managed to do since they've come in. Do you feel that there is now a wind of, changing of the national team, that winds of change have blown through the national team?
No, absolutely. I think you spoke about what has happened in the past. I think we have to remember that we were actually a team in transition, let alone everything else that was happening. We lost a number of senior players over the last few years, so it was always going to be like that, as part of the rebuilding phase. But I do believe that, the coaches and the players are basically starting to understand each other. And I'm expecting amazing things to happen. We've seen the last few games that they've played. There's new energy. There's our DOC is always speaking about a new philosophy. And I think it's something that is actually quite exciting for us as an organization, and I'm hoping the fans are also quite excited about it, So we do expect big things from this team, but also from the ladies team as well.
You speak positively about what's said to be happening, and I can only hope that the guys are watching, that they listen to you, that they hear the positivity coming from the very top, and that it filters down all the way to the national team, because there is a World Cup coming up, and we can only but hope that firstly we get into it, and then secondly, when we are there in India, we go all the way and pick up that trophy. But CEO, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us here on ENCA on this Friday morning. Of course, that is Cricket South Africa's Chief Executive Officer, Pholetsi Moseki, just chatting to us about the Crunch series against the Netherlands, starting today at 1 p.m. in Benoni. Then there is, of course, the Pink Day One Day International, the famous one, happening at the Bullring and Wanderers Stadium here in Johannesburg on Sunday.